This is who we are, from the very beginning.
A major development today in the case at the heart of the SNC-Lavalin scandal.
Prime Minister Trudeau argued that what happened with
fraud
SNC
and corruption charges for allegedly paying bribes to obtain government fraud and corruption charges. Whether the Prime Minister and members of his inner circle pressured former Attorney General Jody Wilson-Raybould.
We're SNC-Lavalin.
SNC-Lavalin is at the center of a political fire.
SNC-Lavalin was secretly paying those executives to make the donation. The SNC-Lavalin scandal.
They've sat on this information for 3 years. It took investigative reporting.
Commissioner of Canada Elections decided not to prosecute
Former Justice Minister Jody Wilson-Raybould was allegedly pressured to drop by the Prime
Criminal
Minister's
charges SNC-Lavalin faces for alleged fraud and bribery in Libya.
Building what matters.
This wasn't just a corporate scandal. It reached the highest levels of government. It triggered resignations, destroyed political careers, and nearly brought down a prime minister.
This has been a tough few weeks.
At the center of it all was one company, SNC-Lavalin. But behind billion-dollar projects, investigators uncovered something darker. For decades, SNC-Lavalin was considered one of Canada's most important companies. They built highways, power plants, airports, massive infrastructure projects across the globe. The company became a symbol of Canadian business power. Governments trusted them, politicians praised them, and with tens of thousands of jobs connected to the company, SNC-Lavalin became almost too important to fail. But success came with influence, and influence often leads to power, especially when billions of dollars are involved. Because behind the polished image, executives inside the company were allegedly running something much darker, a global bribery operation. The biggest accusations centered around Libya. During the rule of Muammar Gaddafi, SNC-Lavalin secured massive contracts worth hundreds of millions of dollars. But investigators later discovered something disturbing. Millions were allegedly paid in bribes, luxury gifts, secret payments, lavish trips, all designed to gain influence and secure contracts. According to authorities, company money was used to fund corruption at the highest levels. Some executives even allegedly used fake consulting agreements to hide where the money was really going. Then, the scandal exploded publicly. Canadian authorities charged SNC-Lavalin with fraud and corruption. And suddenly, one of Canada's biggest corporations faced possible criminal conviction. That meant something terrifying for the company. If convicted, they could lose access to government contracts for years. Billions of dollars were now at risk. And that's when politics entered the story. At the time, Canada's Prime Minister was Justin Trudeau. Publicly, his government claimed to support transparency and ethics. But privately, things became complicated. Because SNC-Lavalin wanted a deal. Instead of going to trial, the company hoped to receive a deferred prosecution agreement, a legal arrangement allowing them to avoid criminal conviction. Then came the accusations. Jody Wilson-Raybould, Canada's Attorney General at the time, later claimed she experienced political pressure from top government officials. Pressure to help SNC-Lavalin avoid prosecution. According to her testimony, multiple conversations pushed the same message. Protect the company. Protect the jobs. Avoid a trial.
An inappropriate effort to secure a deferred prosecution agreement with SNC-Lavalin.
But she refused. And suddenly, the scandal exploded into a full political crisis. Cabinet resignations followed. Government officials stepped down. The media erupted, and Canadians began asking a dangerous question. Was the government trying to interfere with the justice system? The scandal quickly became national news. Opposition parties accused the government of corruption. Critics claimed powerful corporations were receiving special treatment. Meanwhile, supporters argued the government was trying to protect jobs and the economy. The country became deeply divided, and the Prime Minister himself faced ethics investigations. Eventually, Canada's Ethics Commissioner concluded that Justin Trudeau had improperly pressured the Attorney General, a historic finding. For many Canadians, the scandal shattered trust in political independence. Because the issue was no longer just SNC-Lavalin. It became something bigger. Could powerful companies influence justice itself? And if they could, how often did it happen behind closed doors? In the end, SNC-Lavalin survived. The government survived. But public trust took serious damage because the scandal exposed an uncomfortable reality. Modern corporations are no longer just businesses. Some become so large, so connected, so economically important that governments fear letting them fail. And when billions of dollars and thousands of jobs are involved, the line between politics and corporate power becomes dangerously blurry. That's what made the SNC-Lavalin scandal so disturbing. Not just the allegations of corruption, but the possibility that justice itself could bend under pressure. In every country, there are companies with money, companies with influence, companies powerful enough to shape decisions behind the scenes. But scandals like SNC-Lavalin force a deeper question. When corporations become too powerful, who are governments really working for? The public or the people writing the biggest checks? Because sometimes the most dangerous corruption isn't hidden. It happens openly, behind suits, behind speeches, behind closed doors.